So, good day. Discuss natin yung chapter 5, Impulse and Momentum. So, medyo maikli lang yung topic na to. Since ang coverage lang is yung impulse and momentum. So, start muna tayo dun sa momentum natin. So, define lang muna natin saglit kung ano yung momentum. So, pag sinabi nating momentum, fundamental concept siya sa physics. So, si momentum, meron siyang vector quantity. So, ibig sabihin, meron siyang both magnitude and direction. So, dito sa momentum, ma-encounter din natin si mass and velocity since may magnitude and direction. So, start tayo dun sa equation 5.1a wherein yung P natin is equals to M then V. So, ibig sabihin, yung M natin is yung mass. So, nakaparenthesis yung V sub F which is yung ating final velocity minus yung initial velocity natin. So, yun yung ini-indicate natin para sa equation 5.1a. So, lagyan lang natin ng label. So, P is yung momentum natin. Momentum. While yung M, so yung M natin, yun yung tinatawag nating mass. So, M is yung mass natin. Tapos, yung V sub F is yung final velocity. Then, V sub I is yung initial velocity. So, yun yung dinidiscuss natin para sa equation 5.1a natin. Since alam natin na dito meron tayong mass and meron tayong initial and final velocity na involved. So, mass and velocity yung parehong involved. So, kung pupunta tayo sa equation 5.1b, makikita natin na itong formula na to is yung reduced version ng equation 5.1a. Wherein dito, nakalagay na lang is yung initial velocity or yung V sub I natin is equals to 0. So, V sub I is equals to 0. So, ito na yung reduced version ng 5.1a. Diba kanina, kung mapapansin natin, meron tayong involved na dalawang velocity. Yung V sub F, which is yung final velocity, then ima-minus natin sa V sub I, yung ating initial velocity. So, itong equation 5.1b is yung reduced version, wherein yung momentum is equals dun sa mass times velocity natin. So, meron na tayong na-encounter na dalawang equation para sa momentum natin. So, try natin siyang i-incorporate dun sa example para sa momentum. So, example 5.1, if the mass of the moving cart is 1.50 kg and the velocity is 5.00 ms, what is its momentum? So, dito, gagawin natin, isa-substitute natin yung mga given. Wherein, kung papansinin natin, meron tayo ditong mass and velocity. Yung M natin is equals to sa 1.50 kg and yung velocity natin is yung 5 ms. Since pasok siya dun sa equation 5.1b, yun yung gagamitin natin. So, 1.50 kg, mumultiply lang natin siya sa 5.00 ms. So, makukuha natin is 7.50 kg times ms. Kasi kg is para dun sa mass. Since minultiply natin yung mass and velocity, meron tayong tatlong unit. May kg, may m, and may s. So, another example. So, 5.2. A motorcycle with a mass of 350 kg is moving with a velocity of 27.0 ms. So, kailangan nating hanapin is yung momentum of the motorcycle and kung ano yung velocity kapag yung momentum na meron is 2,050 kg. So, syempre, focus muna tayo dun sa A. So, gagawin natin is hanapin muna natin yung momentum. So, P stands for momentum, P sub M. So, yung M natin is para dun sa motorcycle. So, formula natin. Wait lang, sorry maingay. So, formula natin, P is equals dun sa momentum, yung M natin is for mass, then yung V is for velocity. So, since ang given dito is yung mass ng motorcycle and yung velocity ng motorcycle, ang gagawin natin, yung mass is 350 kg. So, substitute natin yung M. Saan na ba yung M? Is equals to 350 kg. Ngayon, yung velocity natin, velocity is 27.0 ms. So, pag minultiply natin, makukuha natin is 9.45 times 10 raised to 3. Again, meron tayong tatlong unit, kg, m, at saka yung s natin. Since pinag-multiply natin yung mass and velocity. Ngayon, nakuha na natin yung momentum ng motorcycle. Pwede na natin masagot yung tinatanong sa letter B. So, since sa letter B, velocity naman yung hinahanap natin. So, para mahanap natin kung ano yung velocity ng car, kasi car na yung sa pangalawa eh. Ang formula natin is P sub M over M sub C. So, ibig sabihin, yung momentum ng motorcycle, kasi P sub M. So, nakikuha na natin kanina yung momentum ng motorcycle, which is itong box pala natin, 9.45 times 10 raised to 3 kg times ms. So, ayan yung value ng momentum of motorcycle. Ngayon, lagay natin dito. So, 9,450 kg times ms over, since yung mass ng car is given naman, which is 2,050. Then, huwag natin kalimutan yung unit ng kg. So, pag ginamit natin yung formula, since alam na natin yung mga kailangan nating values, which is yung 9,450 kg times ms over 2,050, so makukuha na natin yung final answer natin. So, dito, conversion of units, or kapag ka nagsisimplify tayo, kung may kg tayo dito sa taas and sa baba, pwede natin silang i-cancel. So, kung ano yung natirang units, ayun lang yung ilalagay natin for final answer. So, ang sagot natin is 4.61 ms. So, box nyo lang yung final answer. So, ayan, na-incorporate natin dito is yung paghanap ng momentum kapag ka momentum yung nawawala, then sa letter B naman, kapag ka yung velocity naman yung nawawala. So, Another example, pero ito sa example number 3 natin, yung 5.3. Dito, medyo involved na yung past lecture natin wherein na-discuss natin yung kinetic energy or yung KE using yung equation 5.1 and yung sa chapter 4 na equation 4.5. So, nakalagay dito, linear momentum, so 10 kg ms. Then, may kinetic energy tayo na 20 joules. So, ngayon, ang pinakatanong is yung kung ano yung mass ng particle. So, i-involve natin yung 4.5 na equation, then, incorporate din natin yung 5.1. So, para dito, dito na tayo sa pinaka-formula na gagamitin natin. So, di ba yung P or yung momentum natin, so P tsaka yung KE. So, value ng P or ng momentum natin is 10 kg dot wait lang. Dot ms. Ngayon, dun sa KE or yung kinetic energy natin, so 20.0 joules. So, substitute na natin yung values na meron tayo. So, formula natin, yung momentum natin is naka-squared. So, kung ang value ng momentum natin is 10 kg ms, so, magiging itsura niya is 10 kg then ms, tapos naka-raise to 2 since naka-squared yung momentum. Ngayon, para dun sa lower natin, so multiply natin sa 2 yung value ng kinetic energy natin. So, yung KE natin is equals to 20.0 J or 20.0 joules. So, 20.0 J. So, kapag sinaycle natin to, makukuha natin yung final answer na 2.5 kg. Ngayon, ibabox nyo yung final answer na yan. So, ang ginawa natin dito, in-incorporate natin yung equation 4.5 plus yung equation 5.1 natin, 5.1. Para makuha natin yung final answer. Ngayon, sinasabi ko kasi, 'di ba, maikli lang yung part ng topic natin. So, proceed tayo sa impulse and momentum. So, pag pinagsama sila, ito yung mga equation na pwede nating gamitin para ma-solve natin or mahanap natin yung final answer. So, kanina, una nating define si momentum, which is meron siyang both magnitude and direction. Ngayon, i-define naman muna natin si impulse. So, since impulse and momentum, closely related lang sila to each other. Pero dito, kapag kinukonsider natin sa impulse, is yung, kung natatandaan nyo pa, yung Newton's second law of motion. So, ina-apply natin siya dito sa impulse natin. So, wherein yung F natin is equals to ma. Diba yun yung sa second law of motion or dun sa law of motion natin na diniscuss. So, para mas maintindihan natin, meron tayong equation 5.2 wherein yung momentum dinidivide natin dun sa, yung total momentum is dinidivide natin dun sa total time. So, ayan, makukuha natin yun through 5.2 na equation. Ngayon, meron pa tayong isang ginagamit, which is yung ating equation 5.3. So, sa 5.3 natin, yung mass, minumultiply natin siya sa total velocity. Or pwede rin natin gawin is yung total momentum. Kasi 'di ba si momentum nabubuo siya kapag meron tayong mass tsaka velocity. So, technically, mass times yung total velocity, pagka sinimplify natin yon is makukuha natin yung total momentum. Kaya yung nung derive na natin sa equation 5.3, yung simplified na lang is yung total P, which is yung ating total momentum. So, proceed tayo. Equation 5.4. Yung J, since may J na nakalagay dito sa 5.4, ibig sabihin, ito yung pwede nating gamiting formula para sa impulse. So, F times yung total time. So, start tayo dun sa example 5.4. So, since impulse na yung equation 5.4, yung F dyan is yung force. Then, yung T is yung tinatawag nating time interval. Time interval. Yan. So, pag nag-start tayo, eto, meron tayong example 5.4. So, sa example 5.4 natin, a football player kicks a ball. So, yung mass ng ball is 0.100 kg, which is initially at rest and moves at a velocity of 25 ms. So, meron tayong dalawang need na isolve. First is yung calculate the impulse the player transfers to the ball. Then, yung second or yung B is if the player's foot and the ball were in contact for 0.010 s, determine the force exerted by the player's foot on the ball. So, unahin muna natin yung letter A. Since ang tinatanong is kung ano yung impulse ng player, substitute muna natin yung mga meron tayo. So, yung M natin is yung mass. So, M is equals to 0.100 kg. Velocity natin is 25 ms. So, since pwede natin ma-solve yung tanong through equation 5.3. So, balik tayo sa equation 5.3. Diba, sabi natin dito sa equation 5.3, mass times yung change dun sa velocity. Or pwede rin yung change ng momentum. So, i-apply natin yun dito. So, ang mangyayari, ang gagawin natin is, di ba yung J is impulse. Since impulse yung hinahanap, i-consider natin yung mass at saka yung initial and final velocity. Since lagay ko na lang dito yung yung solution. So, 'di ba, ang mangyayari is J is equals to M times yung total ng velocity. So, formula natin is J is equals to M times total ng velocity. So, yung M natin, ang value is 0.100 kg. Ngayon, since yung V sub F natin is wala pa siya, ang meron lang dun sa given is yung 25 ms. So, pag pinag-multiply natin to, makukuha nating answer is 2.5 then kg times ms. So, yan yung final answer natin. So, sa letter B naman, gagamitin natin is yung equation 5.4. Equation 5.4, formula natin sa equation 5.4 is impulse over time. Since nakuha na natin kung ano yung value ng impulse, which is yung 2.5 kg times ms, so pwede na natin siya i-directly substitute. So, substitute na natin kasi alam na natin yung impulse. So, 2.5 kg ms. Yan. So, ngayon, time na lang yung kailangan natin. Dito kasi, yung condition natin sa letter B, nakalagay dito is if the player's foot and the ball were in contact for 0.010 s, so, yun yung time na gagamitin natin, yung 0.010 s. So, lagay natin. So, 0.010 s. Ito yung value nung time. So, divide natin yung 2.5 kg ms sa 0.010. Makukuha natin is 250. Then, kg m. Since may pareho na tayong s, so, magiging s raised to 2 na yan, or s squared. So, pwede natin tong i-simplify. So, gagawin natin siyang n or newton. So, yung kg times m over s squared, pwede natin gawin is 250 n. So, yan yung final answer. So, yan yung final answer natin. Una, ang hinanap natin is yung impulse natin. Since ang ginamit natin para makita yung impulse is yung equation 5.3. Then, gumamit naman tayo ng equation 5.4 para mahanap naman natin yung letter B natin. Wherein, yung hinahanap natin is, i-determine natin kung ano yung total na force na kailangan. So, final answer sa B is 250 N. So, try natin yung example 5.5. So, example 5.5, a sled race begins with 2 crew members pushing the sled to get it moving as quickly as possible before they climb in. If the crew members applied an average force of 100 Newton or 100 N in the direction of the motion of the 90.0 kg sled for a period of 7.00 s before jumping in, what is the speed of the sled? So again, ang hinahanap natin is speed. So connected siya dun sa velocity. So ang gagamitin natin is yung equation 5.3 natin para makuha natin yung speed ng sled. Since 'di ba sa 5.3 yung v wait lang, mali yung kulay na. So yung v sub 0 or yung initial natin is equals to 0 siya lagi. Then yung t sub 0 is equals to 0. So nasa rule to ng equation 5.3. So, consider na natin yung equation 5.3. So, formula para mahanap natin, gagawin natin is yung force, imumultiply natin siya dun sa period of time. So, indicated na yung period of time is equals to 7.00 s. Ngayon, yung F natin, average force, or yung F natin is equals to 100 N, or 100 Newton. Ngayon, yung mass natin, direction and motion of, so ang mass natin, M is equals to 90.0 kg. So, compute natin. Indicate muna natin yung so, ang formula natin, F, then, yung sa time over m. So, pagka sinubstitute natin, F is equals to 100 and multiply natin siya sa 7.00s over 90.0 kg. So, final answer natin is 7.78 ms. So, yan. Na-solve na natin yung example 5.5. So, box natin yung final answer. 7.78 ms. Ngayon, meron tayong other laws na kinukonsider kapag sa momentum. So, ano naman to? Meron tayo yung law of conservation of momentum. So, kapag before collision, yung itsura is ito, before collision, ayun, may label pa sa taas. Wait lang. So, kapag before collision, ganito yung itsura. So, during collision and after collision, so, yan yung itsura. So, dito sa figure 5.3 natin, wherein makikita natin yung before collision, during and after collision, nakabuo tayo ng equation 5.5 and 5.6. Yung ina-apply natin na law of conservation of momentum. So, 5.5 and 5.6 are equal. So, sa 5.5 equation kasi, ang kinukonsider natin dito is yung P sub 1 or yung momentum natin. So, P is equals to momentum. Yan. Then, yung 5.6 is yung P sub 2 or yung momentum na naka sub 2. So, ayan. Same lang or magiging equal lang naman yung dalawang equation natin. So, sa equation 5.7, ginawa natin dito is yung combination of the two. Yung 5.5 plus 5.6. So, M sub A, V sub A, 2 plus M sub B, then V sub B2. So, combination ng equation 5.5 and 5.6. Sana yung... So, try natin mag-solve ng example. So, example 5.6. So, the propulsion of jet aircraft and rockets depends on the application of momentum principles and the law of action and reaction. So, meron tayong figure 5.4, yung propelled rocket ship. So, meron siyang 1,500 kg rocket carrying a 50 kg of fuel and oxygen rising at velocity of 310 ms. If all the mass of the fuel and oxygen is burned to form gases of combustion, what is the downward velocity of these gases? So, downward. So, pababa yung hinahanap natin. So, gagawin natin, meron tayong P sub R and P sub E. So, yung P sub R is yung para sa momentum of rocket. Yan. Ngayon, yung P sub E is yung momentum para naman sa exhaust gas natin. Yan, gas to. So, meron tayo ditong initial and final velocity. So, initial velocity ng rocket. Then, yung V sub E2 is yung downward velocity. Tapos, meron din tayong mass para dun sa exhaust gas. So, M sub E is equals dun sa mass ng exhaust gas. Yan. So, formula natin, gagawin natin, formula, since MR or M sub R, imumultiply natin sa V sub R2 over sa M sub E natin. M sub R is yung, wait lang, asan na yun? M sub R natin, so value ng M sub R natin is yung 1,500 kg. Ngayon, yung value ng V sub R2 is 310 ms. So, yung M sub E, value niya is 50 kg. So, ang hinahanap natin is yung V sub E2. So, solve natin. So, lagyan natin dito. Since downward, so negative kasi pababa. So, negative 1,500 kg. Multiply natin sa value ng 310 kasi 310 ms yung value ng V sub R2. Then, over 50.0 kg. So, final answer natin is negative 9,300 ms. Tapos, 9,300 ms downward. Yan. So, nasolve na natin yung example 5.6 natin. So, punta naman tayo sa elastic and inelastic collision. So, sa topic na to, meron tayong two main types ng collision. So, meron tayong elastic and inelastic collision. So, kapag sinabi nating inelastic collision, ito yung this is when there is deformation in colliding objects. So, kapag may na-encounter tayong deformation sa pag-collide ng objects, gagamitin natin is yung inelastic collision. While kapag ka-elastic collision naman, kapag nagko-collide yung objects, nagba-bounce back without any deformation or without heat generation. So, yun naman yung definition for elastic collision. So, pag inelastic collision, may deformation. So, pag elastic naman, simply nagba-bounce back without any deformation or heat generation. So, mag-solve tayo ng mga problems with relation dito sa collision natin. So, try natin to. Una is yung 5.7. So, a 5.50 G bullet is fired horizontally and hits an 8.70 kg block of wood, which is initially at rest, which can move freely. So, the bullet got embedded in the wood and both move with a common velocity of 0.500 ms after the impact. So, what is the initial velocity of the bullet? So, proceed tayo dun sa formula natin. So, nakalagay naman sa figure 5.5 yung mga values and direction. So, ang gagawin natin is i-analyze natin. Ngayon, ang formula natin is M sub B, mumultiply natin sa V sub B2, then i-add naman natin siya sa M sub W, then multiply sa V sub W2, then over M sub B. So, sulat muna natin. Value ng M sub B is 0.0055 kg. Ngayon, imumultiply natin siya sa 0.500 ms. Then, i-add natin sa 8.70 kg kasi value ng M sub W is 8.70 kg. Then, multiply ulit natin siya sa 0.500 ms. Then, itong whole na nasa taas, i-divide natin sa value ni M sub B, which is 0.0055 kg. Yan. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, 0.0055 kg. So, kapag kinumpute natin, magiging answer natin sa V sub B1 is 791 ms. So, ito na yung final answer natin. Kasi na-incorporate na natin sa formula yung M sub B, yung V sub B2, yung M sub W, yung V sub W2, then yung value ng M sub B. So, 791 yung final answer. So, ganun din yung approach natin sa example 5.8. So, ang formula natin dito sa example 5.8 is, since velocity yung tinatanong, so letter V. So, velocity is equals to mv sub m1 plus mv sub m1 over m plus m. So, rewrite ko lang dito, tapos solve natin. So, mv m1 plus mv m1 over m plus mass. Yan. So, solve natin. Value ng mv m1 is asan na yun? 0.600 kg. Ngayon, i-add natin M1 ay 8.00 ms plus 0.200 kg. Tapos, minus natin yung negative 4.00 ms. Yan. Over. Value is 0.800 kg. So, final answer is, pag kinumpute natin, 5.00 ms. Yan. Ito na yung final answer natin, 5.00 ms. Box natin, final answer. So, last is yung formula natin para dun sa equation 5.8 wherein involved dito yung y sub 0, yung fall height, and yung y which is yung rebound height natin. So, directly lang natin sinubstitute yung example 5.9 dun sa equation 5.8 natin. So, di ba ang formula with respect dun sa equation 5.8, so E is equals to square root ng y over y sub 0. So, ang value ng ating y is equals to 2.25 m. Value ng y sub 0 is 5.0 m. So, directly substitute. 2.25 m over 5.0 m. So, naka-square root dapat yan. So, pag kinumpute nyo, 0.671 yung final answer. So, yan. Tapos na yung chapter 5 natin, wherein meron tayong 8 na equation, yung 5.1 up to 5.8 na equation natin. So, ito, yung mga equation na to, is yung pwede nating magamit para ma-solve natin yung mga problems with respect dito sa chapter 5, impulse and momentum natin. So, end ko na yung lecture dito. Then, next meeting, mag-proceed tayo doon sa chapter 6 naman natin.